Yep, that's right. I am opening up this video with an air-cooled 911. My buddy Drew, who buys and sells cars all the time, was kind enough to toss me the keys and told me to take it and go leave it at the airport. So I filmed a little bit of footage on the drive here. My first experience ever driving an older Porsche. First experience ever driving anything air-cooled. Definitely unique. And I'm really thankful that he let me take this car for a joyride. I've now officially had my first 30 minutes in an air-cooled car, which has been a fantasy of mine for probably 4 or 5 years, and I figured I would own one before I would ever drive one. And I've been looking at 964s and wound up getting the R34 instead, and kind of daydreamed over them, but they got so expensive that I obviously haven't pulled the trigger. Now I am in my buddy Drew's G-Body, and I have to say, I was expecting much less. Everyone had made me think these cars are piles of junk, maybe because I was talking to Porsche people. I am absolutely mind blown at how fantastic this car drives. There's not a single rattle. The steering feels tight. Yes, it's a Porsche, but it's also a car from, I think this is a 1989. So the fact that this drives is nice. AC is ice cold. The seats are super comfy. I can see why a lot of older guys like to have this as their nostalgic 90s car instead of a crappy Nissan tin can. The weirdest thing for me getting used to was probably the pedals are floor mounted, so it's kind of like a weird angle to get the seating position right, and I don't think the column tilts. But yeah, it's just a cool experience. The visibility is amazing. God, there's got to be probably so many reviews online, but I figured I should probably GoPro record my first reaction, because when I was playing the film, I realized it was going to be dark. Drew was kind enough to let me take it. Not only let me take it, but said, hey, yeah, you're going to the airport? Take my G-Body, leave it there at the airport. So not only did I get to drive it, but I got to take it on one of my only drives with corners. So I've learned it requires a bit of revving to deliver the little power that there is. And there's a police. Watch me get pulled over. Sorry, police. The one time I'm driving without a radar. Look cool, look cool, look cool. Are we good? Are we good? I think we're good. It's probably like, yeah, that thing's so slow. It's a G-Body. It's not even a 964. So this car is a 3.2. The 964 is a 3.6. Both are pretty slow. I guess they're decent for their time. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a vibe. I'm excited to get to play around with this thing for a little bit. I wish it was mine, but one day we'll get our own. Until then, we'll just have some fun. Here's my attempt at a little POV driving experience that maybe will help you guys get a little bit of a feel of what the experience is like driving this thing. Minus the speakers not really working that great. But that's not why we're driving this thing. If it wasn't so humid out, I'd roll down the windows so you guys could get the full sound effect, but I guess we can just enjoy the sweet sounds of the Porsche Flat 6. It's just so ridiculously smooth. I know I said that over and over again, but I had such a crazy poor expectation of old Porsches, especially pre-964 Porsches, that I'm so stoked. This was a car that I wanted, but I didn't think it was the car that I'd ever want to drive, if that makes sense. But I can see myself driving this thing all the time. I don't know how to explain. It's like something in between like a muscle car and a sports car that feels like driving it. I love the visibility. You can see so much. Very notch gearbox too. So I guess this car, because it's 1990, it has the same gearbox as the 964, but it's not a terrible slouch. Got a nice note. We're doing 40 miles an hour. Still under the speed limit. Hello from the future with a special message for you. There are 2 things in my life that I could automate. It'd probably be dishes and laundry. 2 tedious tasks I still waste way too much time on. Our world is getting more and more automated, but some things just still require tedious work. But thankfully for e-commerce business owners, we have ShipStation. And with ShipStation, you can automate your shipping and returns, all from a nice clean dashboard with industry-leading discounts. You save money, you save time. It's easy to set up, and I got a free trial for you guys. And in addition to getting up to 84% off UPS and USPS rates, it also effortlessly integrates everywhere you sell online. Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, you name it. You're gonna love it, and my promo code is gonna get you 2 months to try it for free. Spend more time growing your business when you can automate your shipping tasks. Just go to shipstation.com/AdamLZ today and sign up for your free 60-day trial. That's just shipstation.com/AdamLZ, and I wanna give a massive thank you to them for sponsoring this video and continuing to be a massive supporter of this channel. Now back to the content. Even though it's not a gated shifter, I still have the satisfaction of that click every time it goes into gear. I love it. If it were my car, I think I'd bring the steering wheel out a little bit closer to me. That way I could get my knees kind of in a better position. to get to the brakes and the pedals right now, I kind of almost have to like pick my feet up off the floor, which is a little awkward, but it feels pretty good for rev match downshift. Almost has a similar sound to like a BMW in a way. I like it though. Very cool, very fun experience, and I'm very thankful. This is like a crazy bumpy road, and the fact that this thing takes it so well, it's so cool. No rattles, no clunks. I'm just gonna shut up and let you guys enjoy the experience. Some people put closer ratios in this thing. The split even from first to second is pretty drastic, where you can feel the car fall out of its power band a little bit. But man, if a 930 is this good, I can't imagine how good a 964 is. Even 80 miles an hour at highway speed, I cannot get over how beautiful this thing drives. Ice cold AC. It's like I'm being in a new car that still feels raw, even though it's underpowered. Like, unless this is a very particular unicorn, if all old Porsches drive this nice, I get it. I understand it now, because you can get the fun of being something old and the nostalgia and the vibe without driving a tin can that feels like a piece of shit. It's pretty cool. Yo, even the headlights on this thing, insane. It's like driving a new car. I love it. I'm back late, just rosing home from the airport. It's like 1 a.m. I didn't really get many shots of the outside, or the inside for that matter, so I figure I'll give you a quick walk around. I don't know too much about this car. What I do know is that it's very clean. Interior, the seats passed the Atom bad back after a long airport ride test, and they're super comfortable. And it's kind of a cool color combo. The outside's white and the inside's like a dark gray blue. Kind of hard to see unless you're in certain lighting, but very neat car, and very stoked that it has AC. I love how satisfying the click is. It's good. Good car. All right, so now we've got the FD on NT01s, 255 17s all around. The same tire that my GTR did a scream and lap on, so it'll be cool to be able to compare apples to apples. Now this car I think has like 400 pounds on that car. I want to say the FDs weigh around 2,800, makes damn near the same amount of power. Very usable, very good traction. I think that we may see one of the top 3 lap times we've ever seen around the compound with this thing now that it's on a proper tire. Let's find out. Oh, and weight savings too with the new wheels. The rotating weight is probably like, I'd say 5 to 10 pounds less unsprung. So like, I think the wheels are 5 to 10 pounds less all around each corner, so it should make a pretty big difference there too. Let's find out. All right, first lap out with the NT01s. Let's see how this thing does. Wow, it is crazy how much it hooks there. Sorry, lip. This thing is absurd. Other than that mistake right there, I feel like that had the making of being one of the fastest laps. That was wild. This car just held so much grip mid-corner, I don't think anything I've driven has touched it. That's gonna be a fast lap. Jesus Christ. Bro, that felt like a record-breaking lap.
It was quick as hell.
I cannot believe the amount of corner speed this thing had.
Yeah.
It's like squatting so hard the exhaust is scraping.
Dude, This thing is using every ounce of grip. It is absurd. Like, not even fair. Dude, in the car, like, I gotta give one of y'all a ride after it. It feels wild.
Yeah.
It just dead hooks. Yeah. I gotta clean up that area over there. That was sketchy. All right, let's see what this baby can do. Corner speed is insane. What a machine. Absolutely insane. Dude, it is insane. As close to like a track car I feel like I've driven around here. The brakes leave a little bit to be desired. That's definitely not a strong point, but the corner speed is like untouchable. Literally like shaking. NT01s plus the compound is like, I'm holding on for dear life. Somehow, I don't understand this. It literally didn't change spots, but we shaved 1.5 seconds off the time. So it went from a 3107 to a 2959, but it's still behind the R33 GTR. The only gripe I have with this, I ran the car on low boost. I'm gonna put it on big boost, and I'm gonna do another lap, and we're gonna see if it beats it, because I don't feel happy with it being in the same spot. We're gonna go do that now. Thanks. I felt like this thing had more in it. So tire pressure was a little high. I dropped it down from like 30 to like 26s. Also put it on the high boost setting because before we were driving on the low boost setting. Should probably make another 100 horsepower. So we'll see if it's enough to take the leader spot on the board. Definitely a lot faster. Still a little oversteery. Might be a one-hit wonder. Woo! I think one lap might be all we need because that was pretty perfect. Whew. It's a fast car, Jesus Christ. It did move up from 7th to the 4th spot, but it still didn't beat the R32 GTR. My theory behind that, because it does have much more like corner speed, is probably just the not confidence in braking. The RX-7 has a big brake kit up front, and I feel like the bias isn't perfect, and it kind of will lock the fronts up pretty quick, where the R32 stops really well. And then the R32 probably has the advantage on the launch too, because it's a standing start. If it was a hot lap, the RX-7 would probably be a lot closer, but even so, it's 0.24 off from the fastest time of the compound. So it's crazy how tight the cars are up here. They're all in the 29s. I'm just waiting for something to just like obliterate all of them.
22.
Just put slicks on it and then it's game over. The 22, no way. 4Runner's getting loaded up to go to the northeast. There's a lot going on. This is gonna kinda, I guess, be the conclusion of the Datsun series for a while. We had a great run. We got our 10-second pass. I'm curious where you guys wanna see me go with this thing next. I still gotta do the fuel cell. I've got a couple other interior things. Obviously, I gotta figure out seats. I'm trying my hardest not to go crazy off the walls, right off rip, and trying to make these little small improvements, because honestly, it's more fun for me than if I just threw a crazy Garrett turbo on it and ran a 9-second pass. It's fun kind of going in stages, and I've really enjoyed it. and it's cool to see the comments you guys have been enjoying it too. Also, doing what I've done with this thing and knowing that I've had my hands on this thing in pretty much every way, shape, and form, it's been really fun and rewarding for me, and it's been a different change of pace. I say it's the end of the series for a while because I am gonna be away for about 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm going up to New Jersey for Formula Drift, where I'll be driving the RTR Mustang. And then the following weekend is the Riverside 50K, where I'm going to be driving the good old E36. It doesn't have a motor in it, but I do have some footage with an update of what's been going on that I will insert here. Alright, this is the moment of truth. There's a very small chance that we don't have any damage. Now, traditionally, this would be interference or would not be interference.
BVTI is not interference.
But because we have such high lift and because we have higher compression, there's a high chance of contact. Ready?
It's at 3.4 stroke or 2, so definitely gonna have a chance.
Moment of truth. We would definitely see if we smashed a valve here, but
maybe that's the sign.
what are you pointing to?
That's the valve.
Those marks there?
Yeah, but that is, so far from what I see on top, it looks like one valve, but it doesn't mean that they didn't have bigger contact, and it could be just a slight bit, boom.
Yeah.
And have a leaky valve. But judging by this, I would say we probably would replace that 1 or 2 valves in the head, and then don't have to service the guys. And
the pistons look like they're in pretty good shape. Yeah.
I mean,
rod maybe could be bent, but we've got pretty beefy rods, so the likelihood of that would be like super slim.
You might have gotten lucky.
Yeah, I mean, except for the crank, that still needs to be replaced.
I was gonna put it on the welder, just weld it, and then we have the lathe, so we could.
I mean, hey.
Budget's tight.
Yeah.
that one, you see, so the pistons don't show up much. These cylinder 1 and 2 took the worst hit.
Still, it's nothing catastrophic. Like, I was worried that we were gonna see like the cylinder heads all messed up. Like,
right.
If we had an actual vent where the valve took away material from the piston, that traveled in, I guess it helped because we broke the crank. It basically lost timing and killed the motor, which shut it off before any catastrophic damage could have happened.
Yep. So what we could do is we could take the buckets off, put water, put the spark plugs back in, put water or fuel on top of the cylinder, and we could blow air through here, and that will kind of give us a telltale if it's a bent valve. We could put a China light in this, in the runners, and we will also be able to tell if there's bent valves and whatnot.
Did we break anything on the actual block when the crank broke, or was it just accessories that broke?
It broke the ear. We can see it here. The power steering ear. And then I thought that we broke that ear on the alternator, but we didn't. So that's good, because Mike said that he got pretty good at fixing this. So this block might be salvageable.
Especially if the rods and pistons are good and we don't need to hone another block, and
it's literally
the walls look
slap
good.
a crank on it, affect all your clearances and tolerances, and it'll be good. We'll put it on the
might want to
yellow chaser.
light rehone.
Remember, this motor is fresh, or fresh block.
Yeah. Thankfully, when the crankshaft broke, somehow it didn't damage the bottom end, well, apart from the crankshaft. The cylinder walls look good, the pistons, the rings all looked good. The only damage was 4 valves got bent. So I got the head redone. The engine should be back any day with a new BC 3.4 crank. The theory as to what broke it, I think when I had that front end hit, I think it pushed the radiator into the damper. It must have cracked or made it out around or something. So harmonics were probably messed up. Maybe there was a crack in the crankshaft. And then I think it was the next event after that front end crash, the Invitational OSW, where the motor did let go, and it's been down ever since because we haven't had time. But I won the last 50K. I want to win this one too. That's the car to do it right there. So I'm stoked to get back in that thing. Content-wise in Connecticut, I'm just looking forward to spend some time with my dad, spend some time with some friends, spend some time with my family. I'm sure I'll make some videos. I'll have the RX-7 up there, which I'm excited to drive. And then after the 50K, we go straight to the July 4th event at Atlanta Motorsports Park. I'll be driving the 4-rotor Super there. Make sure to come check that out. Super rad event. We only get to drift at Atlanta Motorsports Park once a year, and it's exciting. I've had a lot of fun. This car is probably the most I've worked on a car in a very long time, and it's been sick. Gotta put this thing in still. But yeah, I've got to pack. 5 a.m. flight tomorrow morning. My eyes are burning from all the rotary smoke. When we're at the track, I'll have to give you guys an update on the 4-rotor Supra because there's been quite a lot changed with it, mostly just to make the car a little bit easier to maintenance and service. Some cooling mods, a couple things. We'll go over it. But anyway, I want to give you guys a quick update before I'm out of here, and I'll do the same when we're back. So thank you guys, and I'll see you soon.